Yo, what's good people, it's Cactus, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make authentic soul samples for hip-hop beats. So perfect for artists such as Jay-Z, J. Cole, Rick Ross, or even Meek Mill. It's been over a year since I dropped my soulful instrumental album, Timeless, so it's about time I made more of these videos for you. And I've also got a sick plugin to show you that'll help you get that vintage analog sound. And it's completely free until the 30th of April, so make sure you stick around to find out what it is. Now let's get straight into it. Okay, so for soul samples, I usually keep the BPM around 80, so we'll start with that. And I'm also working with this golden age grand piano in Contact. Should give us a good foundation. And the first thing we're going to do is just draw out some chords. We'll do a standard minor, and then we can build on that. For soul chords, you usually want more than a triad. You usually want a 7th or a 9th, but just try and go by ear and see what sounds right to you. Just invert some of these too. Could invert this as well. And we also want them to be realistic, so I'm going to bring some of the notes out. Randomize the velocity too. Then we'll copy this over, and then I want some short ones like this. So when I'm building chords, if I don't have the scale selected, then I just draw a minor chord first. So we'll do that by going up 3, 1, 2, 3, then up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we could just bring the middle one up. And then we can just build on this. Feeling that? The same thing here, we'll just make it more natural. Randomize the velocity again, then we'll get those two short ones, and I'm just pressing Shift and D. Let's try to bring this out again, we'll just extend it. So that sounds kind of interesting because we've got the two notes together, just making it a little bit more tense. Same as this chord. And then we just need one chord to take us back to the first one. So we could try something different for this one. So D sharp to F sounds right. What we could do is just go up 3, then up another 3. Alright, I think the chords still need some work though, because I want some notes to link them together. I think this will be the one. So you can see in this part that it wouldn't really fall under a scale, but it still sounds right. Okay, so I'm liking the way the chords sound now. Next we could try a different key. Maybe there. Yeah, it just breaks it up a bit. Okay, and then to make the piano sound even more vintage, I'm going to put you onto some sauce, man, because this is a brand new plugin called Verve Analog Machines by Universal Audio. I'm sure you've heard of Universal Audio. They make some incredible products, man, and they're known to model vintage gear and really capture the essence of analog circuits. So this is a good example of it. You probably guessed by the interface, but essentially it's tape machine emulations. With the Essentials version, you have 4 different styles, so sweeten, warm, thicken, and vintagize, and then you can adjust the drive for each one. And with the full version, you have 10 different styles and more parameters you can change. But with both versions, you have a ton of presets to work with. So everything from bass presets to your drum bus, individual drums, even pianos and vocals. So let me show you how it sounds. I like the warm one. The thicker one sounds real nice too. But the vintageized one, this is what I'm looking for, just that nice distortion. We'll bring the drive down though. Let me show you some of the sounds of the paid version. So we have the tone dial as well. Make it sound brighter. Even the distortions are real nice, analog distortion. Could maybe try that on the bass soon. I think my favorite for this is the vintagized one, which is actually in the free version. So if you want to download this for yourself, then I've left a link to it in the description. And if you want the full version, it's on sale right now for $99, which is also running until the 30th of April. So I've left a link to that too. Let's add some reverb too. It's a real nice plate reverb. Okay, next up, I want to layer that piano with an organ. I'm going to use the Waterfall B3 plugin. So we'll just take the MIDI and copy it in. But then with this one, we'll bring it up an octave, and I'm also going to get rid of the bottom bass notes. There's quite a few sick presets in here, but I really like this soft gospel one. I think it works well with the piano. Before I add anything else, I really want to hear some bass in this. Let's come back down. So I'm just following the root notes. That works. Okay, next I think we need some sort of counter melody for the piano. I'll draw it in so you can see what I'm doing. Bring this one back and then turn the velocity of this first one down. So yeah, if you look, I'm mainly using notes that are already in the chords. So that's a good cheat code when you're trying to come up with counter melodies. If I bring all of these down, you'll see the majority of them sort of fit the chord. What I could even do, just to save me some time, is take that MIDI from the counter melody and then paste it into a guitar. But we need to process it. Find with these soul samples, it's a lot about layering and not having like 10 different melodies going on. I see that preset sounds sick. The same reverb though. I think that fits the vibe. Okay, I want to thicken up the bass, so I've just added Verve Analog Machines, the Essentials one, and I'm just using the bass warm tape preset. So this is before, and then this is after. Really thickens it up. Okay, the sample's getting there now. But next up, I want to add an electric piano, and I'm just using the Electra 88 Vintage Keys by UAD. So it's quite dry at the moment, but we'll add the same reverb. And that's one way you can get a cohesive sound, just by using the same reverb. And then on each instrument, you can mess with the wet and dry signal. With this, I'm going to take the same chords, but we'll move them over and we'll pitch them up. Maybe down here. Definitely get rid of those ones. I'm going to strum these out a bit more. Just make them a bit shorter too. And on those keys, I'm just going to use a tiny bit of slap delay. Alright, one of the finishing touches, I think we just need a bell. I think just some short ones following these notes. And then you probably guessed it, but we're going to add some plate reverb too. Then one last thing to add is going to be some vocals, because I don't want everything playing together at the same time constantly. We want some different sections. And this fits. Yeah, maybe that. And then for the processing on those vocals, I've just got an EQ to filter it, the vocal alchemy preset in Verve Analog Machines, and then just some plate reverb. Alright, so there's a lot going on with the melody, man, but like I said, I added quite a few different things so that we could have different sections. Let's just figure those out. So in the first section, we'll just have the piano, organ, bells, and bass guitar. Then we'll bring in the piano counter melody and the electric guitar. Then we've got this section with just the piano and the keys, but in the piano, I've taken out those middle parts. Just to add that variation. And then in this last part, we can bring the vocals in. So yeah, at this point, I think I'm definitely ready for drums. So of course, we're going to go to my vault and the Source Boom Bap kit. Grab the Hear Me snare. Let's turn those up. Let's try this hat. Actually, let's use the tom one. We'll try the Styles hat. Grab a nice punchy kick though. With the kick, we'll sort of follow the chords. And then we'll add this little ghost note here. Maybe one there as well. So just follow that pattern. Let's grab an open hat. I think this is station 1. And then with open hats and hats, I set them both to cut itself but the same number so that they don't overlap. crash at the beginning too. Maybe even something at the end, following the kicks. Alright, last minute decision, but I'm changing the snare to this one. And then I'm just keeping the end of the first one because I've just added some rolls like this and they didn't really sound right with the first one. Then I've also routed all the drums to a bus with knock and then just a little bit of plate reverb. I think that sounds smoother. Then there's some parts we're just gonna add this ride. Right, and that might be it for the drums, you know. I want to keep this one kind of simple, make it more about the melody. So let's just split the drums, then we'll bring everything out, and I think we'll have the simple piano. Then we can bring the bass guitar in. Then for the drop, I think we could bring this kick back, and then the crash. See how this sounds. Yeah, there we go. We'll save the ride. Just add that here. Then at this part we'll have a break of that fill. I think a break of the bass guitar as well. I think we could bring these out one more time. And I think the counter melody of the piano as well. There we go. Then I think for a bridge, we'll just bring the simple piano in. And then we could just copy everything over. And that might be it. So let's have a listen from the beginning. Sounding smooth, man. Counter. So yeah, now we just lose a bit of energy for the verse. Then we're bringing the vocals. Not sure about that last one, but it works for now. So yeah, hope you're feeling the video. If you want more like this, then just click up here. And make sure you check out the free plugin because the link's in the description.